Hi, I'm Easy.
And I'm Bear.
You're listening to Easy and Bear at the Movies. Today it's Beauty and the Beast.
The 2017 remake, that is, of the 1991 Disney film. So, just to be clear, I am a Beauty and the Beast enthusiast.
Of the original.
Of the original, that is. I love the original. When we used to go to the local video shop, every time I'd get Beauty and the Beast. I don't know why I didn't just purchase a copy, but I've watched it over and over and over. So, now this film, what did you think, Ian?
Yeah, it was watchable. That's not a good way to start, but I guess, yeah, I want to say first that it's you can watch it, like you can watch it with family and that, and yeah, it's alright, but I guess I have lots of things I didn't like about it. So I guess I want to preface what I'm saying by saying that it's watchable. Don't think that this is a complete train wreck, because some people can't make out that it is, as we'll probably see when we look at some reviews later on.
Yeah.
But my thoughts were, yes, while it's watchable and it's nice and it's a Disney movie, whatever, I thought it was completely miscast. I
agree.
I thought there actually wasn't anyone really in the right role. I think you could have completely done the casting again and it would have been better.
Yeah.
I think you could have maybe cast people who were as good, but they could almost cast someone better in every role.
What did you think of British Belle?
Yeah, so I didn't know she was American in the original.
Yeah,
so they were French, and that's the thing.
But
Disney would never do an entirely French cast, but maybe that would have been cool. But yeah, Emma Watson, I like her enough, but I just saw Hermione when I was watching it.
Yeah.
And she just sort of did, as some of the reactions was like I was watching Harry Potter. And she's too, like, from what I remember of Beauty and the Beast, and what they just kind of describe Belle as, she's too, like, I don't know, she's strong enough, but she doesn't look strong. Her presence isn't enough.
My problem is she's just not cartoony and animated enough. Like the Be Our Guest scene is like, in the original is so good, which in this movie it just doesn't work for so many reasons, but her reaction is just so like, bleh, like she's not showing emotion. I guess maybe that's hard to act when there's nothing to look at, but she wasn't surprised. She was just sort of like, oh, yeah, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so that's
like
sort of,
I
which I felt throughout the whole movie.
I've seen that scene as well in the cartoon, and I thought, like, it looked kind of cool, and I think we're going to talk about that later, but she would have just been acting in front of, like, a room of green. But
that's, I guess, an issue that they had.
Yeah.
Now, the Beast, I've gone back and forth. I mean, Downton Abbey fan.
What's his name? I don't know.
Dan Stevens.
Right, okay. I don't really
Matthew.
think I've seen him before. But, yeah, I thought he was, I don't know, when he's the Beast, again, that's kind of a CGI thing, which we'll talk about in a minute, but he looked weird, but his performance was probably alright when he was the Beast. I didn't really have a problem with him in the acting department, but yeah, I felt like he wasn't masculine enough when you saw him revealed. That's probably being a bit nitpicky, but...
Now, I watched the movie in 2 parts because I fell asleep. That's not a good probably thing to say, but we do have a 6-month-old, so...
Yeah, but you always fall asleep. That's going to be like in every movie review we do. It's going to be about how you fell asleep.
The first part, I thought, oh, the Beast is miscast. But then when I saw him at the end in the transformation, I thought, oh, actually, he's okay. I don't mind him.
Maybe they had to, like, match Emma Watson, because...
Yeah.
She's not quite right either.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyway, the worst ones. Definitely...
LeFou, online reaction, everybody loves LeFou.
Yeah.
Spare me, because I did not enjoy him. I think he's...
I don't hate him, but I kind of hated him in this movie. And like a lot of people thought he was one of the better performances, but...
I just felt like
I just wanted him to get off screen as soon as he got on here. I just found him really irritating, and I thought he just seemed like a 2016/17 Hollywood actor trying to pretend he can fit into this kind of role. I didn't think he worked in it.
I didn't like it. And in the Gaston song, I didn't like that he didn't jump on the heads of Tom, Dick and Stanley.
Okay. I wasn't really waiting for that to happen. But,
No, that's a bit harsh. But, yeah, didn't love him. Didn't love Gaston.
No, neither did I. I was surprised. I didn't even realise it was Ewan McGregor until the end. And, like, there's a few of those that were, like, the inanimate objects that were alive.
No, Gaston is Luke Evans. Ewan McGregor was Lumiere.
Oh, sorry, that's what I meant. What were
Yeah.
you talking about, sorry?
Gaston.
Gaston, sorry.
Yeah.
See, this is how I don't know the movie.
Yeah.
The original. Yeah, Gaston just wasn't right. He wasn't, like, he did the best that he could do, I think, but it's just, he wasn't right for the role. He needed someone more, someone funnier, who
I
was
think
kind
so
of more
too.
masculine, but could be, like, he's kind of, you hate him so much, but he's still funny.
Yeah.
I don't know, he wasn't right.
Which, I mean, I feel like we probably exhausted the casting issue, but
Yeah, but it's a pretty big deal. Like, this is like a remake of a classic,
Yeah.
and I just felt like there's some actors out there that could have done really awesome
yeah,
jobs.
that's what I was going to say. I don't have any alternative suggestions, but
Well, I said Antonio Banderas. Someone like him for Gaston. Like, he's past it probably now for something like that. But someone like that
sort of
would have
thing.
been really
dark
good.
and sort of dreamy, but
Yeah.
but dark enough to, like, his dark as in like a dark side of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, nonetheless. So casting was a miss.
I just want to say about the other little characters, like
Mrs. Potts.
Mrs. Potts, she sounded alright, but then when Emma Thompson came on screen, I just felt like that was wrong. She's not like...
See, I didn't have as big a problem with that as I thought I would when you said it was Emma Thompson, but...
Yeah.
But
I just felt like people could have been better. Some maybe even like a no-name that could have been really good at that.
Yeah.
And then
Do you know what?
Susan Boyle.
Do you know what else didn't work with the casting? I don't know if it was casting or if it was directing, but a lot of the jokes and the banter fell flat. Lumiere and Cogsworth's banter was like non-existent and not very interesting, and there's a lot of jokes from the original that got left out and a lot of jokes that got put in the new one that feel very flat, and I don't know if that was a problem with the casting or what, but yeah.
Yeah, well, that's probably part of the next thing too, because Lumiere looked pretty weird. He had a weird face.
So that's the next thing.
CGI is probably the killer for me in this movie. Like,
I think just because you can do it doesn't mean you should.
Yeah. And it seems like the whole movie was kind of the fact they were able to do it is because they had the CGI, really, because I'd say more than 3/4 of it is CGI.
Yeah.
And so at the end of it, I felt like I'd just watched while I was watching, I felt like I was watching a CGI version of a cartoon, which I don't understand why do it. Doesn't make any sense. And like, yeah, some of those inanimate object characters looked really strange. Lumiere looked really strange. His face looked weird.
Mrs. Potts, her face looked like a 5-year-old drew it. Chip.
Yeah.
I don't know, like the piano was like fairly cool and the wardrobe, but
then their legs are like rubber, like they can do anything apparently, like a piano can run around.
Well, that's what they do in the original.
I know, but I guess that works in cartoon.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just thought before we started this, like, that cartoon suits musical so much more than live action. And even CGI, because you can get away with
stuff.
Like, well, it's more that they're more expressive, like they're over the top with everything, but you don't care because it's a cartoon. But real life, it's kind of annoying when stuff's really over the top, so they haven't done that in this movie, and it just falls a bit flat.
Just on the musical component, there was extra songs. I'm not sure if they're in the stage play or the extended original or what, but I feel like they didn't add anything and they just added to the length of the movie, which, I don't know, I just felt like it was dragging a bit by the end, and the extra songs, I don't know. I guess I just like the classic. Maybe I'm a bit biased, but yeah. But CGI was a big miss. The Beast, I mean, I don't know what they could have done instead, but
I just think the whole kind of, not costume design, but there's someone who would have designed the whole sort of look of him.
yeah.
It didn't look right. I don't know. He looked like some kind of, weird devil character from Pan's Labyrinth or something. I don't know. It just didn't look It wasn't that inventive,
He's a
but
bit
it was.
scary, wasn't he?
It's just he just looked strange. I thought. It was,
Yeah.
really weird.
Now, so I feel like we've sort of ripped into it a bit.
Yeah.
But I will say I actually really, really, really loved the costumes and the sets. Like, as a little girl, growing up, like imagining what that would be like and imagining if you were Belle, because, to be honest, I definitely think they miscast Emma Watson. It should have been me. I've always imagined myself in that role, and just to see it all come to life was really cool. I liked the village. I loved all the costumes. I loved Belle's costumes. Like, there was not exactly what the cartoon was, but I think if it was real life, they've really done well there. So I don't know who did costume.
That stuff doesn't do a lot for me, but I felt like I enjoyed the castle scenes the most. Like when she's at the castle, it starts to get a bit of momentum, but then it turns into, I don't know, I don't want to spoil it for anyone who doesn't know, but yeah, it's just, I don't know, I feel like the story kind of just derails and goes in a different direction when you're starting to get into the rhythm of that. So, but yeah, I think there's kind of like the love story is still kind of nice. It's still there.
The story still stands the test of time.
But they've definitely tried to have their way with it, and I think they've kind of ruined it in places.
I think so.
So another thing I wanted to say about casting was I had a little look at the casting director on this movie.
Yes.
I don't really want to name their name because I went through like all their movies and they're all like really average ratings, and like I hadn't seen any other of them, and they've done a lot of movies. Some of them are kind of big, like it's like Snow White and the Huntsman, and kind of a few like that ones, and like Fury, which had Brad Pitt a couple of years ago, and Maleficent, and a few like that were kind of, they weren't that big, but they were big, but they kind of fell flat a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know whether there's a relationship between
maybe we should watch another
average casting, directing, maybe on the movie, but anyway. Alright, so looking at some reviews on IMDb, user reviews. It's got, what's it got a score of? I'll just have a look. 7.5 out of 10 from users.
Yeah.
65 from Metacritic. I'm
going to read one from Soror Zerha from Toronto.
Yeah.
Where do I start? This adaptation of Disney's 1991 Beauty and the Beast was an utter disappointment. Emma Watson as Belle was extremely unconvincing from the start to the end. She had the same expressions as the actress from Twilight. The animators did a terrible job with the Beast. He looked fake and lifeless. They could have used special makeup to create the Beast similar to the Grinch, where we get to see Jim Carrey's expressions. The side character animations were poorly executed. Overall, I felt the film was rushed as there was lack of compassion and chemistry between the characters. There was a lot of CGI and green screen which could have been replaced by normal acting, because then why make an animated version of an animated film? This is by far the worst remake of an animated classic.
Yeah. I agree with a lot of things there.
Me too.
But there's a lot of 1-star reviews here, and like you said,
that was a 1-star review.
Yeah, that it's probably people who are like in love or obsessed or like have some weird little subculture following of the original. I
definitely agree with the lack of compassion and chemistry between characters.
Yeah, I think that's why it fell flat.
I think so.
Yeah, and I think that's for me why that Josh Gad, the LeFou guy.
Yeah.
I don't feel like they had chemistry, and people say in the comments there's supposed to be this obvious. He's supposed to have an obvious crush on Gaston. I didn't pick up on that at all.
No.
I agree about the some actual acting, not green screening and all. I think just real locations could have made it a lot better. And this thing had a huge budget, so I don't understand why they couldn't have done that.
Yeah, I agree.
So what's another one? My childhood was not ruined.
Here's a 10-star review.
Okay, what do they have to say?
Las Maria Sanchez from California. I have rewatched this in theatres this weekend, so I come fresh with this movie in mind. Having said that, my perception of this movie has not changed. I will also add that this story was my favourite Disney story growing up. Having watched it twice now, my experience has remained the same. I still got lost in the story, the imagery, the music and the singing. The plot was almost completely the same as that of the cartoon version with a few additions. I very much love these new additions as they added depth to the story and closed some plot holes. It also helped to better establish the relationship between Belle and the Beast. P.S. Loved the gay millisecond. I don't know what all the fuss was about.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that. That was a bit of a marketing ploy, I think. The whole
I
gay
agree.
thing. You just like at the end. It's like one of those musical gags, like the guy. They just throw him together with another guy just for a
classical
dance.
music gag.
It's not really. I don't think it was. I think they made more of it to kind of cash in on the gay thing.
I think so. But
yeah, I think she's. I don't know. Not worried about average casting and doesn't CGI doesn't bother her.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
because I certainly didn't get lost in it.
It's not 10 stars, but I can't. I don't think I can.
Now about the few additions from the normal one, like there was like Belle going to Paris where her parents lived. I mean that. I'll take it or leave it. The Beast. I mean, the bit with the Beast as a child, that was kind of interesting because I always sort of thought, well, he's not really a nice guy. But, you know, this is why, and now he's changed, he's a good guy. But I did like the twist with that, with the old spinster, well, she wasn't old, but the spinster who was begging in the village, and in the end she was the enchantress. Tell me if I'm wrong on that, but...
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, I found that kind of nice. Just
I
sort
thought that
of
was
like,
kind of strange to
I liked it because I thought, you know, it's just like treat everybody, you know,
I guess
as equal.
I just thought the whole enchantress thing was a bit weird in general because it's kind of like it kind of makes more sense that she would just come and go because then it kind of makes it more like enchantresses are like a really significant thing and you should be worried about an enchantress rocking up and giving you a spell. Like I just felt like maybe put too much significance on the enchantress.
Yeah.
By her coming back.
I didn't mind
but
it.
then I haven't seen the original since I was however old. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So last summary: what we like, what we didn't like. You go.
Loved the costumes. Loved the costumes. Just made me want to be Belle all over again. And I think you know what my dislike is. I don't know if it's casting or CGI. I'm going to say casting because I think that's the basis of a good film.
Yeah.
And?
Yeah, my like was the classic love story. Still there. It's still a good story.
Stands
then my dislike was, like that person said, why make an animated version of an animated movie? But making it in a worse way didn't make any sense to me. I don't understand why they did it. Except, obviously, they're just trying to cash in on it. But it's just sad
they do
that's
live
what they were
shows
doing.
of Beauty and the Beast. So.
Yeah. I think, like we said, cartoon lends itself to musical a lot more than this. Just didn't work. If you're going to do live action, do it for real. Don't give us 3/4 CGI.
Yeah. Okay, what are you giving it out of 10?
I'm giving it a strong 4 to a light 5. That seems a little bit harsh, but I don't know. It's watchable. I'm watching a 5 out of 10 movie. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, I think they just got so many things so wrong that I just feel like I know this is a classic, so I just feel like that kind of brings it down further that they got it so wrong.
Yeah.
What are you giving it?
I'm going to give it a 6.
Okay.
You've been listening to Easy and Bear at the Movies. Thanks for listening.
Bye.